Hello friends, now I am going to start the new topic of this chapter, terrorism, the last topic of your last chapter of the third unit of third part of social science standard 10. Uh, Terrorism in present days nobody is unaware about all these words. Terrorism, it is a global problem for all. Who could be away from this problem? No one. In 21st century, terrorism has become a problem for complete human society. We cannot be away from this problem. It is a global problem. So, if we want to away from this discussion, we will not understand the future of ourselves. Because I want to give you some understanding. In present day, people are only thinking about their own lifestyle. But we are forgetting that if the world will exist, we will also exist. The present generation of the youth 10 to 30, I may extend the year 15 to 30, is not aware about this problem. Even though we are passing, we are only try to think when the actual problem come to us. Means we not aware about this problem. And nowadays, in all over the world, we can see bomb blasts, killing of the people, religious conflicts by including some notorious elements. Cut the head of person, the word is used, beheading in name of religion is also one kind of terrorism. So terrorism, if we want to understand, actually no identity is with any religion, sect or group of people, but for fulfilling own wishes. By creating some people instigate violently to create fear in mind of innocent people. That is terrorism, what we see these days. So terrorism is not possible to connect with the religion aspect, but some people tries to do, and it is a coward act, not to accept in any kind. It is a hatred. It is an act of hatredness. Who can support that kind of activity? Nobody can support. Because to create the fear for your own wishes in others' mind, it is cannot be acceptable anyhow. That we have to understand. Terrorism is a hindrance. Its hindrance means it is destructing the progress of nation. whichever the allocated fund for the people's upliftment will be reused, reallocated for reconstruction of the building which have been disrupted by the violent activity of bomb blast and so many things. So terrorism cannot be considered as a good, holy or pious work. Okay, they are working in name of the so-called created holy work. But is it true and real? The most of the answer comes no. Remember. So the objective behind all these things, if they are saying their objective is good and pious and holy, but the act is seen is coward act, is inhuman act, unjust act to the humanity, so it cannot be acceptable. Right, my friends? So the terrorism is a violent act, is a coward act, is an inhuman act, is unjust act, it is a hateful act. Whatever the word you can use, you use it. So terrorism cannot be considered as a worthy in any case. Right, my friends? So nowadays we can see they are involving female, they are involving children for killing themselves. See, any one person goes somewhere and kill 3 people and laterly he is also being killed by the security forces. It is a work or act to create a fear in mind of others. So I use the word. Sometime bomb blasts are done and one person will sacrifice his life and thousands of people have lost their life just by the act of bomb. Self-killing with bomb blast is done. It is cannot be acceptable in any how, but is done. So terrorism, now I am explaining some concept of terrorism. Terrorism is relating to violence which openly violates principle of live and let the live others, is an organized act, planned act, deliberately violent, deliberately done violent act. So you can understand that terrorism cannot be justifiable in any manner. The terrorists usually engage in violent activities when a person is killing himself and the other are also being injured or killed with that act. It is called suicide act. Such suicidal acts are very dangerous because which person is coming out to kill others and the security forces also kill them. So he at that time he is not worrying about his own killing, but he has only one object, to create the fear in mind of others and get the attention of the others for whichever the objective is in his mind. So he is sacrificing his life. But it is not a sacrificing, it is a suicidal act. I clearly tell you. Throwing bomb on others, hiding weapons, and use those weapons when they want to use, kidnapping and converting those poor children in suicidal weapon, convert them, make their brain wash. It cannot be accepted. Hijacking of planes. Sometimes we can see in so many movies we can see. Before some time in India, one incident happened from Kathmandu. Nepal to the Kandahar of Afghanistan, the plane was being hijacked, and laterly our government was forced by terrorists to release three people, three terrorists, very dangerous terrorists. Today they are creating danger for India. So understand this. This activity cannot be acceptable anyhow in any circumstances. Right, my friends? Smuggling of narcotic drugs, smuggling of weapon, illegally bring anything without paying tax is called smuggling. We know that. But if it is done, it is a dangerous. That I want to say. And here the narcotic drugs means hashish, charas, ganja. These are narcotic drugs. The drugs which bring us out of the self-concentration limits is called narcotic drugs. Wine is not a narcotic drugs. Wine is clearly indicated as a prohibited. So all narcotic drugs are prohibited. It cannot be allowed. But illegally it is brought in country. That is the point what I want to say. So due to that, the stability of the nation will be disturbed by all these things, and government will bound to spend the fund for safety of the people. So the development of the country will be reduced, because money never come from any sky to earth. Whatever the tax people will pay, the money will be used for the safety of the nation. And that money, earlier it was allocated in any one development scheme. But when such act will continue, government has to utilize the money to save the country first. Then the development programs will be maintained. So the priority will be changed and the money allocation will be changed also. So in that way, this is a dangerous for the upliftment of nation also. Right, my friends? So here I tried to explain the basic concept of the terrorism. Okay, now we have to understand one difference. Rebellion act and terrorist activity. So generally rebellion act when people of the nation take weapons in their hand against their own government for any unjust act, to stop that act of the government. When the people take weapon in their hand, it is called rebellion act. So the rebellion act is only related to specific country. It never extended to the other countries. Right? Second activity, see, I am making difference. The second one is a terrorism. Terrorism is a global problem. So remember, rebellion act is a relate with the only one country, but the terrorism has no limit of country. It could be done at anywhere by any person. In case of rebellion, only the people of the country will take weapon against government, and only own governments. But in terrorism, the person come from any country will take the weapon for any purpose against any government. So the no boundary limitations. So it is an international or the global problem, and rebellion is a national problem, right? Not more than that. Okay. Second point of difference come. It will spread only at specific part of the country. See, if any state government's act or activity is not accepted by the people, they have tried to explain their problems And even then, the unjust behavior with the by the state government will continue with them. In that situation, they will pick the weapon in their hands. So that is a rebellion act. So here the clash will remain up to specific certain region. But in case of terrorism, what you can say? It could be spread from more than one country to maybe larger area of lots of the countries will be covered in this activity. So it is an international issue. Third point, here in case of rebellion act, only local people of the country or specific area will be involved. In case of terrorism, not only people of one country but more than one country will be involved in such act. So only local support is not a matter, but many countries people will be involved in such act. That is the point what I mean to say. The fourth point of the difference is, by this activity of the rebellion activity, development of certain part of the country will be suffered. Here not more than one country will suffer, because the problem will relate only up to one area. But in case of terrorism, we can't say this, right? See, in terrorism, more than one country will be suffered, so they have to be ready for such kind of activity. So the development of more than one country will be affected, and everybody has to ready to respond in proper manner. That is necessity, right, my friends? Okay, so you understand that the rebellion act is related with only one country, and the terrorist act is related with more than one country. That is the point. So one last point I want to indicate additionally. Rebellion act will occur by local dissatisfaction, and terrorism act is occurring by selfly created imaginary or self supportive purpose is to solve, the terrorist act will be done. So in that situation, there is no specific aspect for terrorism, but for rebellion activity, a specific reason for dissatisfaction is there only, not more than that, right? So if we think about India, we have rebellion activity also and the terrorist activity also. So we are suffering from both, right? Here one small question may come. See, the difference which I discussed with you may come for 2 marks. The explanation of the terrorism which I described for 3 marks, and this is a 1 mark question, that India is fighting against which of the activity, the rebellion activity and terrorist activity, both. This is a 1 mark answer, right? Okay. Let us discuss about one point of rebellion activity. It is a Naxalite movement. See, generally, earlier in time of the Britishers, people were having problem with the British officers' unjust behavior for encroaching their land. Encroach means take their legal land from the hands of the people by the Britishers. It was called encroaching. So the encroaching of the land had created lots of the anger in mind of the tribal people in so many parts, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. But after the independence from China, one leader, Mao Zedong, and his Chinese revolutionary activity had inspired some people in India to take the weapon in hands. In 1961, in West Bengal, one person named as Charu Majumdar, I repeat, one person named as Charu Majumdar took weapon in hands against unjust behavior of the officials. So he was a resident of the village Naxalbari. I repeat, he was a resident of village Naxalbari. Naxalbari, name of the village. He was resident of that area. He tried to instigate people surrounding him, and in 1967 he started one group to fight against unjust behavior of the officials. In that way, the Naxalite movement started. So by name of Naxalbari, the word Naxalism is adapted. Understand? Okay, now when it was started, it was legal. It was accepted. It was justifiable that due to the unjust behavior of the official, they have taken weapons in their hands. But laterly, it started to be anti-national and anti-government activity. It became dangerous, that I want to say. They started to kill the government officials. They started to do the blast on the railway tracks. They started to make the hurdles in the development activity in that area. It means now they were not allowing government to do the development activity in that area. What was their expectation to give development to the people now have become the illegal act. So in beginning, which was justifiable as the legal, the reason was there, but now it became the unjust, unlawful act. So the Naxalism right now is an unlawful act in India. Many regions of India have been spread through this problem. Odisha, Jharkhand, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tripura, Madhya Pradesh, mountainous region. So here they have developed their own groups. Two groups are there. People's War Group, shortly spoken as PWG, and second one is Maoist Communist Center, shortly spoken as MCC. So now you understand my words. This is a clearly unjust, unlawful act right now. So the government of India, see, the topic which I am discussing here is not given in the topic but is necessary to understand for you. So the government of India have started Operation Green Hunter in mostly between 2010 to 2013 March. Due to this operation, in so many parts the Naxalites have been caught. At so many places Naxalites are now surrendering to the government. So it means we have to understand the Operation Green Hunter was started to stop this unjust and unlawful activity and to bring them back in the road of the development of nation, so their development also become possible. That is the reason why the government have started this activity. Right, my friends? So understand that this is a rebellion act. See, because the people who have taken the weapons in their hands are people of India, and they are fighting against whom? Against the government of India, against the state governments of their respective states. Today, more than 16 states, this problem have been spread. So it's become the biggest challenge for the government to stop them. They are running their own laws in their respective areas. They are running their own administration committees in their respective areas. They are restricting government officials from doing some development activity, whichever they want to do, to stop this unlawful act. So it become the challenge for we all. Right, my friends? So today I discussed with you about Naxalite movement. Right?